All right, welcome to the Good Rookie Show. My name's Faheem.
And my name is Nelly J, y'all. And we are Good Rookie.
That's right.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Good Tuesday. And guess what? It's the Good Rookie Show.
Yep.
What's going on, everybody? As you know, we're your hosts coming to you from Toronto, Canada, the 6th. And Faheem, man, this has been a very interesting week in sports. I mean, college football is great. NBA rumors, what's happening? I saw, what's that boy from Charlotte signing with the Sixers? Like, I forgot we're still like people are still available for him. There's lots of free agents right now that have not been signed in the NBA, and we're literally a month away from preseason. So there's a lot going on, and so I'm just kind of excited that of course, prayers up to Messi. He actually got hurt at the TFC game, so hopefully he does heal and get better. And NFL, man, for him, a lot is going on.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So this week, Bleach Report, they came out with an interesting, what's it called? It's called Hall of Fame comparisons for NBA stars that are under 25. So they have, I guess potential star players under 25 and compared them with Hall of Famers in their games, which I found really interesting. I'm going to quickly go through some of these players here, and you let me know what just your thoughts on these comparisons that they have here. So the first one is Luka Doncic. They're calling him a hybrid between Magic and Kobe.
Oh, sorry, my bad. First of all, that is not Faheem. Okay, this could have been, guys, for real, this could have been an absurd topic. Okay, Faheem, this was borderline absurd, borderline like absurd, right? Like just absurd, but it's a main topic, so let's discuss it. Luka, great offensive game, right? No one could deny it. His handles, his hesitation, like this man can play overweight, underweight, and still score 30 plus on you. Like he's an offensive weapon, right? Now Magic, Faheem, as we know, was one of the ideal point guards. He was huge, but Faheem, he was a pass first guy. Faheem, pass first guy at 6'9". What is similar between those two? You know what I'm saying? And I know Luka has had like 10 plus assist games. I get it. That's mostly out of necessity when he's doubled because he hogs the ball a lot. Again, this was by Greg Swartz. Okay, so I don't want to blast Bleacher Report. They shared, but they pay him. So Greg Swartz is the guy who wrote this, and I think he did it to get people to talking about it. And we're victim of this now. So thank you, Greg, for this. But anyway, I don't see the logic between that. Kobe, Faheem, Mamba, right mentality, and Kobe was a winner. He was a winner. In the fourth quarter, he helped and willed his team to win games. Of course, he played with some great stars, right? I'm not saying Luka maybe needs to get that, but Kobe played great defense for him. He was a defender. He defended the man, the check in front of him. I don't know about you, Faheem, but have you seen Luka's defense? So that's why I'm curious to see what's the hybrid of. Like, I understand. Yes, they can score points, but that's basketball. It's to get the ball in the hole. So I'm trying to understand what about their game makes them a hybrid. That is actually absolutely absurd and hilarious. How about you, Faheem? Your thoughts on that comparison?
No, I hear where you're going with that. Magic, I can see the magic with the height, the position of.
But do you think Luka plays point guard? Do you think he's a true point guard where he actually passed first? I don't think he's a true point guard for him. I think Luka is literally just an amazing player that plays the point guard because he needs the ball in his hand to be impactful. Luka doesn't play off ball like that. He can't play catch and shoot. He literally is, give me the ball, I'm gonna score, and if I am in trouble, be open and hit shots. That's Luka's offensive play. They don't play the similar style. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, I'm thinking this is like, like we're comparing styles of basketball game, not, oh, we're both 6'9" and we play point guard. There's, like, I mean, Faheem, the boy from Rexdale, he's 6'9" too. Is he a Magic? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I mean,
Mhm.
he's probably more Magic than Luka because he actually passes first. He's a pass first point guard actually at 6'9". Luka to me is like a shooting guard that plays point because he needs to have the ball in his hand. I don't know, maybe my opinion, but I just
Mhm.
think it's weird to see like the Magic comparison. I'm really trying to see it, but I just don't.
With the Kobe aspect, where they might be going with that, I guess maybe they're thinking, like you said, okay, well, Kobe's a winner. Uh,
Luka's not.
well, I mean, Kobe didn't win right away. It took him some years, right? Luka's what in his, I don't know, fourth year, fifth year now. So it's probably around the same time that Kobe would have got into his winning, right? Even MJ didn't win until like 5 years in. So I mean, remember these are all under 25, right? So we're kind of gauging their potential. Does
Yeah,
Luka have the winning mentality? I think I could see that winning mentality in Luka Doncic. Um,
yeah. I mean, I'm not sure because I mean I watched his post conference games and he wasn't having fun playing basketball. Faheem, I've never seen Kobe. Listen, man, like this is where I kind of get like it's like Luka's not a winner yet. And to your point, you're right. Kobe played with Shaq and that helped him, and but Kobe in a Kobe literally Faheem, you know he was going to take over a game, right? Luka can do that, but I think Kobe knew also when to pass. But there's moments that you, as you know, he would take bad shots, right? We all know Kobe, but to say that Luka could be a Kobe in the future, I think that's so asinine because Luka, to me, like them making it to the Western Conference Finals last year was because literally he was injured half those series, and you know the Brunson was there. You know what I'm saying? Like he was the guy. He helped them win a lot of those games when he was out. You know what I'm saying? So like I feel like Luka can be a winner, but I think he has to adapt his game to be more like team first. I'm not saying that he can't be a winner because I do think winning means the team has to be great around you. I'm just saying the way he plays, other players cannot be successful around him, Faheem, to kind of to be that great. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we're gonna see with Kyrie if you know, because if you can play with Kyrie or other stars, we've seen it, you know, we've seen it with Porzingis, that didn't work out, right? Like, I don't know, Faheem. Like he has had a lot of help from really great players or sorry, good players that really are top guys in their positions. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't see the Kobe and Faheem. Kobe was a two-way player. That's my issue with him, right? He's a shooting guard that played two ways. He played hard defense, Faheem. And Faheem, you saw his discussion about the Olympics, right? Faheem, how he played defense in international and FIBA. Like he was a defender. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Like, I just think it's, you know, to compare Luka to players that play two ways, that play defense and offense, that actually pass the ball, that actually are, you know, more focused on winning. So they understand, hey, if I'm, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't see Luka doing that yet. And last year he said, I'm not having fun playing basketball. That's not Kobe is like, yo, I'm gonna go on the floor and kill y'all every night. You know what I mean? So I just like I feel like their mindsets are different, two different mentalities. So that's why I'm saying like I don't see anything. The only thing similar about them is that they're both great offensive players and they can score and shoot. Like, but that's it. It's very minimal. And Faheem, there's many guys that are Hall of Famers that can do that as well. That's why I feel like the whole Kobe Magic is it's so extreme. You know what I'm saying? Extreme. Like pick someone else. You know what I'm saying, Faheem? To me, I'm not mad to say that Luka can be a Hall of Famer. I'm not mad at that. But don't pick Magic and Kobe. That to me is not cool at all.
yeah.
That's
All
it.
right, so Luka is a 5-year player.
Yes,
After
5 years. That's correct.
okay, so his first year he won Rookie of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
No NBA, no All NBA, no All Star. But then
He's never
after
had an
that,
All NBA, not once.
no, 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 just his first year. His first year,
Oh,
but he
okay.
had
I
the
was gonna say, I'm
rookie,
like,
yeah,
what? I'm like, I feel like you
yeah,
had
he
one.
had the
Okay, go
rookie,
ahead.
yeah, rookie year. But then every year after that, so the following 4 years, he's been an All Star every year, and
Mm-hmm.
he's been an All NBA first team every year also.
Yeah, and that to me makes sense because he's a really good, great offensive weapon, right? Like he's a scorer. This man, like he scores the ball, right? Probably one of the top scorers in the league. He can shoot it. He can create space. He can, you know what I mean? That guy is really great. But is he a point guard? Like, do you think he's actually like getting other guys involved and running plays to get other people going? No, I don't see that for him. I'm sorry. That was Magic. I'm saying for him. I think Magic averaged over 10 assists a season all the time, something like that. I feel like Magic averaged. I don't know. Again, this is my opinion. Like I'm not sure what he was looking at. Maybe he was saying that, oh, he has some magic because of his height, to your point. He has some Kobe because of his offense. Okay, but that's a lot of Hall of Famer guys for him that have those things, right? You know what I mean? I just think like Magic and how Kobe played is just a different style of Luka from the eye test perspective, not just like the numbers, the eye test. I don't see the comparison. That's all I was trying to say.
Okay. Next one up, we got John Morant. They're labeling him a bigger Allen Iverson. Nelly J.
So Ja and Iverson. I feel like John Morant is probably more athletic. Like he's more bouncy, right? Like this guy was like, you know what I mean? Like Ja is like, he's definitely bigger, but Ja is just like super athletic, man. Like so freaking athletic. I feel like Iverson just had that toughness. You know what I mean? He's a very tough player. I can see why they may think that. I feel like Ja has toughness mentally, but I don't know. It just looks different. You know what I mean? Like Iverson Faheem was able to take his team by himself to a finals. You know what I'm saying? Just because of how he really got other guys involved. I think there was a stat that when Ja was in the lineup for the Memphis Grizzlies for him, I believe his teammates' numbers go down offensively versus when they had Tyus Jones playing point guard, all the numbers went up. Right. And we all know Iverson was the kind of guy, but Iverson helped guys that really for him weren't that great look good because he was the point guard. Like he, you know what I mean? So I mean, they're both kind of like dynamic players. Like, you know what I mean? Like they draw attention, right? I can see what he's coming from with this. I think they have different styles of how they play. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like just different styles. Cause Ja will literally jump over and like dunk on random people. Like I still would try to at least like shift around. You know what I'm saying? Not really jump into people like that, from what I remember. Maybe I'm wrong, but
Mhm.
anyways, how about you? Though? Your thoughts on the Ja and Iverson
I happen to
comparison?
think that I'm not mad at that. I think they might be on with that a bigger version of Iverson. I've actually thought that before. It's very similar in their games, kind of how they're playing. Like you mentioned with the bounce, yeah, Jaws bounce a little bit more. It's maybe like more Derrick Rose, um, but yeah, I do see similarities of just being that type of point guard. Same way Allen Iverson could just lead a team. I think Ja has it in him to lead a team also.
I'm not as mad to your point, theme of this one versus the Kobe Magic and Luca. Like that's just crazy to me. But
All right,
anyway,
so you mentioned similarities. This one, I think they're very similar. Trey Young, they're labeling him Steve Nash with the green light.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's very similar. That's very similar. But question, because I feel like yeah, Trey plays very fast offense, can shoot, but I do think Trey is a better trying to remember, like I feel like Trey's a better shot creator. Like he's I'm trying to remember, like I think he's just better, maybe like creating, I don't know, creating space or just like, but to your point, he hits the green light, which is probably why, right? Whereas Nash never had that with the Sun. So yeah, I mean, I'm not mad at that. What I mean, Trey gets quite a few assists through pick and rolls. If Iverson had the green light, I don't think Iverson was that kind of point guard.
Nash.
He actually wanted
Na-
to. Sorry, I mean Steve Nash.
yeah, yeah,
I think he
yeah,
was kind of point guard that actually wanted to get his teammates involved and going. Like he was the true point guard. I don't think. I think Trey's another guy who's a shooting guard that plays point because he's short.
yeah,
Honestly, you know what I mean.
yeah.
So, but
He
anyway,
has no option
yeah.
there. Yeah.
but
All right, next.
nonetheless, I don't think Steve Nash had the offensive weaponry like Trey. I don't think he had that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Steve Nash can go off dropping 50, 40. Like I don't think Steve had that in him, to be honest. That
Yeah.
kind of arsenal. I think Trey can do a lot more in the ball offensively than Steve Nash can. But Steve Nash was literally all about getting his offense going and getting his team going. That was his purpose on the court. Whereas Trey is like, I want to go off. If I'm in trouble, Faheem, I'm gonna look for you. You know what I
Right.
mean? Just different kinds of styles, I guess.
All right. Next one, Anthony Edwards. They're calling him a D Wade with a better outside shot. It's fair.
Yeah, well, I mean, everyone knows D Wade wasn't a 3-point shooter. Like he was not good out there. He did not shoot out there. Um, but no, but do I think he will be a top for him? D Wade's a top five a top five guy in his position of all time,
Ever.
right?
Yeah.
Anthony
Well, watch this though.
Edwards,
Okay.
Anthony Edwards, to me, I love his offense. I like how he plays. Like I'm a fan of his. I think he's strong. I think he's like plays both sides for him. I love his passion. So I see the comparison. Again, Anthony has to show like he can win. And Faheem, to my point, Faheem, in that FIBA World Cup, I feel like he was lost to me. Like he didn't take charge like he should have. You know what I'm saying? Like I think D Wade was a winner. He won with a mashup Shaq. You know what I'm saying? A championship. You know what I mean, Faheem? So again, like Anthony Edwards has to like develop into that and become more, consistent. Because there's games where Anthony goes quiet. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. But I mean, I think D Wade had great defense. He was very bouncy. Like I don't know. I mean, this one I'm not mad at. I just think that for me, to your point, he has a lot more to prove before I even look at him and D Wade in the same breath in terms of winning
So
games and being
with
a
him, he's
winner.
under 25. So when maybe if he gets out of Minnesota and he maybe has some better people around him, I
The
think
guy's a
he
top five. He's a top five center. He's a depoy, two-time depoy. What else does he need? You know what I'm saying? Like the guy, he has a great that team for him. That team underperformed because we know who, but still for him, that team is not a bad. They have their roster isn't bad for him. They got some players.
I just
You
don't
know what I'm
see him
saying?
winning a championship in Minnesota. I just don't see it.
He's like, you don't believe in Cat and Rudy Gobert yet, man. I mean, my thing is that he has like two. He's playing with two All NBA players and a two-time depoy. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's all I'm trying to say. Like that's a lot. Some teams don't even have that, bro. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
So anyway, but yeah,
All
no,
right.
but I like Ant Man though. I do like him. I think he should become a great player in the league, but he has to win. He ain't gonna do that if you're not winning for him. You never be in the same breath as D Wade. That's all I'm trying to say.
Right.
Gotta win, man.
All right. Next up, Jason Tatum, calling him a better all-around Paul Pierce. Just fair.
That's fair, but I feel like Paul Pierce was like tough, man. Like Faheem, we know how Paul Pierce. I guess they're both strong competitors, right? I didn't think Paul Pierce just looked different to me. He was just a tough guy. Like I don't know, man. That's tough. But you know what? I'm not mad at that. But is he better all around Paul Pierce? I gotta look at the numbers to see. But in terms of play style, like his style looks better than Paul. But I think Paul got the job done. You know what I'm saying? Like Paul was just a competitor, man. Even in Brooklyn, he remember for him when he came to Toronto and embarrassed us.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Paul Pierce, but Jason Tatum, to your point, he's younger, and I think he's made it to the finals. He's made it to like so. To me, he's proven that he can get to that stage. So I do think that. Now, is he a better all around player? Yeah, I mean, he probably will average more points than Paul Pierce, for sure, right? I think Paul Pierce. I mean, I'm not mad at this one actually. To be honest, I ain't mad at this
Mhm.
comparison. Like I can see where he's going with that one. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Um, because but for me, Tatum, like we saw against in that Miami Heat, man, like he just goes quiet sometimes. He just goes
Yeah.
like it's like where is Tatum? Is he around? Whereas I feel like Paul Pierce in the playoffs for him, like it was Paul Pierce time. Give me the ball, shut your ass up. You know what I'm saying? Give me the ball, everybody, get out the way. You know what I'm saying? That was Paul Pierce. Where they feel like I guess maybe it's just the grit and the mentality is different for me. But in terms of skill set, if you think Tatum was better all around, I'm not mad. I would prefer a Paul Pierce because I know Paul Pierce is a competitor, tough guy, and he wants to win more than anything. So he'll figure it out. But I mean, Tatum is a great. I mean, for his age, people forget for him how young he is. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like
Right.
Tatum is a young thing. So he just turned 25, I think, this year, right? And I think he will win a championship, at least once. Not really mad at this one. Not really mad at this one. Not
All
really.
right.
Yeah.
Next one up, Zion Williamson. They're calling him a more athletic Charles Barkley.
I don't listen.
Absurd.
Zion is very
Come on.
athletic. Fahim, I listen. I was watching a Charles Barkley high, like just like videos of him back. Like guys, I'm a huge Charles Barkley fan when he was playing. Ah man, Fahim. Unless Zion Williams can average 20 plus rebounds a game, I don't want to hear Fahim. I don't really care about this comparison.
Yeah. It's
Charles was a dog. He dunked on everybody. He was the rebound like a Fahim. Like this guy wanted all the board. He was greedy Fahim on the court. Greedy man. Give him all like no Fahim. No. I don't think this is I think the bad comparison. I think Charles in his prime, Zion to me, is also exceptional. Like I'm a fan of Zion, but Faheem, there's no way Faheem. I'm gonna let Zion Williamson be in the same breath as Charles Barkley. This guy has barely played how many games in a season. Charles Barkley, Faheem, he was doing what Zion was doing. He was dunking at everyone, but Faheem, he was also rebounding like every freaking ball.
Mhm.
Like the guy
Yeah.
had 20 rebounds a game. Like, what do you know what I'm saying, Faheem? Nah, man. That again, like Zion could be more athletic, but Charles Barkley was more impactful for him. More impactful because
Fair
he
enough.
actually was available. He played his games and he actually was rebounding all the balls.
All
He was
right.
a double walking double double.
What about Shea Gilgeous Alexander? They're calling him a smaller version of smaller version of Clyde Drexler. Interesting.
A smaller version. I'm trying to understand that comparison. Like what's your thoughts on that one? Because when saw that one, I was like, I don't see it, but maybe I'm missing something. Like, what
Yeah,
do you see
I
in that
mean,
comparison?
hmm. Drexler, he was like really a pure shooting guard.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he definitely was a north to south player. Um, Not overly athletic. Like he might have even been in dunk competition. So he had like he actually five slam a jammer. So he was yeah. But I mean, I definitely see the Shea comparison. I could see that. Um, it's interesting. I
To
yeah.
me, like to your point, yeah, they like he plays shooting guard, but Faheem, remember Faheem, you argued with me a month ago
I know.
about this. You
Hmm.
argued that Shea is a true
A
point
point
guard,
guard, right?
and you talked about why. So that's why I asked you your thoughts because if he's really a point guard, then we shouldn't be comparing these two.
Hmm.
We shouldn't. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because SGA to me, like at the end of the day, I think Clyde again was a great player as well, right? Really good player, rebound the ball, pass the ball, like but his field goal percentages weren't the best. I think SGA is better from deep. I think SGA has a way better offensive package, way better. He can
For
do it all.
sure, yeah.
Faheem.
Hmm.
And the way he's so patient offensively, he makes it look easy. Like, no,
Hmm.
I don't think the comparison is there. I think Clyde, again, they're both great players, but Faheem, but I don't think they're similar, in my opinion. Like, I think Clyde was a great player and when he played, but SGA to me is a different animal because of the fact that he can play both guard positions. Actually, he could be a point and he could be actually a shooting guard. But Faheem, what he can do to your defense by himself is crazy. Like
Hmm.
double team. I saw Mikal Bridges bump into Austin Reeves and fall on the ground trying to guard SGA in FIBA. Like, no, he's just different. Like, I think in terms of skill set, I think he's better skill set than Clyde offensively. But Clyde was great though. Clyde was a great player.
Hmm.
I actually liked him playing. So how tall is Clyde
Okay.
Drexler? He was 6'7". SGA's what, 6'4", 6'5"?
Yeah, I thought he was closer to 6'6", but it could be.
SGA?
uh,
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. If you have it there, give a quick look.
Yeah, I'll look real quick. But no, I mean, if he has a career like Clyde, that's amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not even a knock. So I mean, again, this comparison isn't awful to me. I just think that we're comparing a point guard to a shooting guard. So like, you know
Okay.
what I mean? That's all. If he's a point guard, then I don't think they should compare these two.
Okay. While you're looking that up, I'll go to the next one. We got LaMelo Ball, and he's a taller version of Pete Maravich, Pistol Pete.
No,
A little before our time. I'm not sure if people are aware. He's uh played for the New Orleans Jazz. That's when they're New Orleans at the time. And
no,
he was a very fancy player, like in regards to his passes, very flamboyant kind of. She shoot the ball really well also. So I mean, LaMelo Ball being compared to Pistol Pete Maravich is he's a legend. I could definitely see it because LaMelo Ball, I think he's very exciting with the ball also. Interesting.
I,
Maybe
I
I'm
don't
wrong.
see it because this is a guy, Pete, who has his Faheem. He has his jersey retired in three different NBA franchises. Three. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see it. Like Lamelo Faheem. We all like Lamelo because he's Lamelo, right? But what I've seen the first two seasons of Faheem, I'm not like He's lucky if he makes the All NBA team for him. He's lucky because the
Well, remember,
guards.
he's young though, right?
No, I know, but I'm just saying for him, the guards that but for him, those guards his age that are going to be great for a long time. Luca, Ja Morant, Trey, they're all young for him. No one's old. You know what I'm saying? They're all younger players. So like he had surpassed all those guys. And I don't see it. I don't see LaMelo surpassing Luca. Do you see that? I don't know. Like LaMelo, I think again for him, we all like him. I like his skill set. He's a true point guard to me. Pass first. I'm a really fan of his game. True fan of his game. But I don't see LaMelo ever being a scoring champion in the NBA. I don't see it. Pete had a he had an offensive game, man. You know what I'm saying? He can like that's what I'm saying. Like to me, I'm not saying that LaMelo's not good. Again, they're all great players. I'm just saying I don't see it. I don't see LaMelo averaging 30 plus points a game and all that. Nah. The way he plays, he's again, they're both flashy. So to your point, I can see why I compared the two. I just think when it comes to Pete, Pistol Pete and LaMelo, I just think it's just two different things. They could be, and Faheem, again, there's similarities amongst basketball players, right? Throughout time. So just because they may have one or two similar things, does that mean that they're a comp? You know what I'm saying, Faheem? Because to me, I'm taking this as a comp. He's saying that these players on this list are comps to whoever is a Hall of Famer, right? At this time. But again, it's all predictions. It's all like, hey, this could happen and it's fun for conversation. I think this is probably one of the worst comparisons I've seen in basketball. I see similarities, maybe, but nah, Pistol Pete was a monster. A
All right,
monster.
last one we have Evan Mobley. They're labeling him a less vocal KG.
I think this probably was the most absurd one for me. The most absurd comparison to me. Now, Faheem, I have a question, Faheem. Did you watch that Knicks and Cavaliers series?
Mm-hmm.
Evan Mobley was missing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Missing. Faheem, Faheem, I would the KG stat, Faheem. I know you like KG. Faheem, have you ever seen like KG not go missing, Faheem, in games?
Mm-hmm.
Ever?
No, no. But okay, so think about that though. Saying less vocal KG in regards to
No,
their skill.
Faheem, not
Yeah.
talking. I mean, in the game. I mean, defensively, offensively, like go missing, like not putting pressure on his check, not
Mm-hmm.
not not demanding the ball, not going in strong to finish at the rim for him. Evan's not a bad player, but he's not KG. Not even the same pedigree as KG. Top 5 in his position. Someone who literally was fearless and literally a very active defender trying to stop everyone. I'm not giving Evan that. I'm sorry. Evan is not even like, is Evan even the first option on his team? Is Evan even like the second option on his team for him? Is he even a top option on his team? No, he's like a third, fourth option if he's lucky on that team right now.
Now remember,
So
he's a second year player though. So
doesn't matter. But
do
for
you
him,
think he has
but Kevin
the
Durant was
ability
the
to
guy on his
grow
team.
into that?
Do you think Evan will be a franchise player in the
Will
NBA?
he? Yes, I think he
Yes.
will. I think he
Okay.
will.
Well, I disagree. I don't think he will be.
Really,
So
I
that's
think he
why,
will.
yeah. Evan will never be a franchise player in the NBA.
Really.
Never. I can see any GM saying, I'm going to build a team around Evan Mobley and win a championship. I don't see that. So we differ there. I don't see it at all. But I mean, I like Evan. Again, I'm not even knocking him as a player. I think Evan's a great guy. But for him, when Kevin Garnett came in the league, we're all like, yo, that's his team. You know what I'm saying? That's his team. He's the guy from day one for him. Evan came in the league, we're like, oh, he's good. He's going to contribute and be a great player beside Jared Allen. No one was like, Evan's going to be a franchise player for him. Not one person. But I like him though. I think he's a great player. I think he can defend on the wing. I think he's actually a good big, right? I do think so. And he's young, and I think he'll get better. I think he increased from last year to this year. I see he increased by 1 point in points. Field goal percentages went up by 0.05. And let's see here. His total rebounds went up by 0.7. I mean, he's getting better, but I don't see any GM saying, hey, we're going to build a team around him. And Faheem, if they thought that was it for him, then they would have not gotten Donovan Mitchell, because that's Donovan Mitchell's team. After that's Garrett Allen. I mean, it's after is the other guard, right? And after that, it's going to be Jared Allen. Like, I think Evan is like third, fourth guy coming up. You know what I'm saying? Like, Scotty Barnes is the franchise player. Evan Mobley's not. So that's why I just think it's not even comparison to me, because KG was a franchise player. Everyone knew the team was building around him. He was the centerpiece of that team. Listen, even if it was quiet for him, he was still that guy from day one. Everyone that came to that team knew who to answer to, right? So that's why I'm just like, I don't think it's the same to me. I don't. But Faheem, I do like the fact that Evan plays a lot of games. He played 69 his rookie year, played 79 last year. So I like that. Like, he's very active. He plays all his games. He's not taking breaks. So I do like that about Evan. But Kevin Garnett, nah, man. Kevin Garnett's different. He's different. He's well different. Now, if Evan can average over 20 points for him in, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If he can average for him 20 points 7 seasons in a row, then I will say that I was wrong. The Cleveland fans said the same thing as well, where they felt that Evan Mobley and Jared Allen for him, that was their cheat code against the Knicks, and they did not step up. And even Jared Allen said, yeah, like, but for him, they look like they didn't look good. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Right.
And I'm not sure if that's because of nerves or whatever, but I know, like, Kevin Garnett in the playoffs, he's like, yo, give me the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me that. Faheem, there's no way you can average 16 points in a regular season and drop to averaging 9.8. That's awful. You have to average at least 15 or more in your position, at least in the playoffs. And Faheem, to be honest, who can guard Evan on that Knicks team? Like, who's stopping him? You know what I'm saying? Like, not Randall. Randall was hurt. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like, is it Mitchell's fault? Was he not getting the ball enough? But I'm seeing his attempts. His attempts was 9. So he had like 9. So the guy had 10 field goal attempts a game and had 9.8 points. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that terrible, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I just think I felt that he just wasn't as aggressive as he should. And to be for him, the greats for him, they play better in postseason. That's how you define yourself as a franchise guy versus just a guy that everyone likes, right? If you want to be a franchise player or the guy for a franchise, you got to step up in the postseason. That's the only way. And I've seen Kevin Garnett do it time and time again. Faheem, Kevin Garnett's first post-game appearance, he averaged 17 points, 9 rebounds. And that was his second season in the league. 17 points, Evan averaged 9.8. Yeah, it ain't the same, bro. But again, he was a franchise player, right? So he was getting fed. That's why I'm saying, like, I just think that Evan is just not going to be on that level.
All right, well, we'll see how these player comps play out, especially this season. For a lot of these players, it might be kind of a pivotal year to see if they turn the corner or not. So we'll keep an eye on these, I guess, 5 players, 6 players, see how it turns out.
Yo, Faheem is so nice. This was absurd, y'all. We had a first absurd topic for this week's season, for this week's episode. Because I'm sorry, man, Faheem, I was so angry because I just felt like, you know, like a lot of the guys they compared to, I was alive. I watched those games. I watched those players like live from college to NBA, and I was like, Faheem, when it came in the league, you saw the greatness. You knew they're going to be great. You know what I'm saying? And these guys, they're the guys that they're comparing to. They're not bad players, but not the same level. You know what I mean? Faheem, I'm just happy that no one compared anyone to MJ. Thank God. You know what I'm saying? Thank the Lord. You know what I'm saying? But I just think that, you know, a taller this, a shorter that, it's just kind of, you know, really minimizing these Hall of Famers, right? Who did so much more. Like Allen Iverson was a steals champ for 3 seasons. I do not see John Morant doing that at all. You know what I'm saying? At all. So it's just like, you know, looking at one part of someone's game, yes, you can see comparisons for him, but I just feel like Hall of Famers are guys that are great, typically top in their position, but they're winners. You know what I'm saying? So again, I'm not mad at it. A lot of the guys on this list have to win and prove that they can win and help guys get better around them. That's a part of being a really strong leader in the NBA. And so for him, as you said, We shall see.
Mhm. All right, Nelly J. When we go to That's Absurd, or actually, Nelly J,
For
let's
the
go to For the Culture.
culture. See,
Let's
the
go to
absurd in
For
your
the
height already.
Culture.
See? For the culture. We like to highlight individuals for the culture. And today, y'all, we're going to highlight this amazing school program. ESPN has aired, it's been out right now, a docu-series featuring Howard University golf. This was coupled with Stephen Curry, you know what I'm saying, who was executive producer, and it's an 8-part docu-series on the emergence of this great golf teams, men's and women's, showcase their everyday life as Black athletes. And the docu-series is called Why Not Us? Howard Golf. For those who don't know, their golf teams have been winning back to back. So they won the 2022 Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, PGA works as well. They won, and the women's side, they won the SAS Championship HBCU and the 2022 Cardinal Classic. So these guys have been successful for him. And again, we saw Tiger Woods for him, someone of color, really go out there and change the narrative and really like revolutionize this whole vision of us, people looking at us for him playing golf, right? Because before Tiger, it wasn't really something people of color talked about. You know what I'm saying? So, but now though, we're seeing more and more people of color playing golf on the golf course, but having an HBCU school have a golf program. And this is really amazing. So I just want to give them a big shout out. This is why they're for the culture. Woo! Big up to the Howard golf team for winning back to back, doing their thing. The woman actually started this season with a win at the Hornet Classic, and that was just a day ago for him. So they won their first classic right now. The men's golf team won back to back, so they won last year and this year, right? So they won the PGA Works Collegiate Championship by a staggering for him of 57 strokes. Damn.
Wow.
They match him up, yes. So anyways, big up to Howard University's golf team. Great program from the ground up. Big up to Steph Curry for even wanting to really put this on display, and for ESPN for allowing this docuseries to be aired. But Faheem, what's your thoughts on this entire program? I wonder when they started the program. I'll look it up as you speak. But what's your thoughts, Faheem, on them winning back to back and really having success in golf?
Yeah. An HBCU in golf, 2023. I can't say I was expecting something like that. So it's good to see the growth of just Black golfers. I like that Steph's involved also, because I know Steph, he's very passionate about golf. Apparently, he's supposed to be a pretty good golfer himself. So it's great
That's true.
It's great that he's lending his celebrity, and I guess his input in regards to what it's going to take for them to be successful. So I think that's great. The fact that they are winning though is a school program. Just want to see where this is going to, like how many of these students. Obviously, not all students can go pro, right? But it takes just one. It usually takes just one person to see that it's achievable, and then others will follow. I guess we'll go with Tiger, making it achievable for
for the
Black
culture.
people. to come through. And now we have, imagine an HBCU, which is not known for golf. Once this, and I just want to see the kind of traction this film is, or this doc is going to get. Hopefully it gets proper distribution, so like enough people could see that it's happening. Because a lot of things, sometimes things get built in regards to like a production movie, and doesn't have the marketing, and people just don't know what's out there because there's so much content everywhere, right? So but I think Steph lending his name to us could get in the right channels around right eyes, and I think I'd be interested to see this doc for sure.
Yeah, you're correct. Like Steph Curry is a known donor, a heavy donor of Howard University, right? He donates to that HBCU. So him jumping on, being a donor of the school, And you said being a huge golf fan and player, he likes to play. He's on the greens more. I think he said he actually finds golf really relaxing. For him, did you watch his hole in one that he had that was trending online this summer? Like he's really good at
No, I
golf.
didn't see it. Oh yeah,
His
I didn't see
his
it.
hand-eye coordination, yeah, like it was crazy. So he's someone that is just naturally just gifted at hand-eye coordination, right? He's a shooter. I mean,
Mhm.
I'm not surprised he can also golf really well. But in terms of their history, so big up to this is blog.nextgengolf.org. They spoke about how Howard University started competing in the NCCGA, which is the actual national like type college golf association in the spring of 2018. So they're the first HBCU to play in their events, and so that was historic back in 2018. And in 2020 is when they started their varsity team for men's and women's.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's really dope that that they're now here, right? Winning back to back under what 5 years or in 5 years
Wow. That's
later,
a
competing on the national stage. They're already back to back champs. I love it. You know
that's
what
a
I
great
mean?
turnaround time for sure.
Yeah, it just shows you with proper funding, opportunity, exposure, education, resources. I
Mhm.
mean, literally, like the world is your oyster. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
and if not, you find a way. So, big up to Howard University for really helping these student athletes get exposure and get the funding to start this program and help them be successful. Without the school's funding and everyone else that's involved in the program, I'm sure people in the background that really help them, get to this point. So big up to y'all as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you can, y'all, please watch the docu series. Again, it's on ESPN right now, and it's called "Why Not Us, Howard Golf." So
Nice. All right. So Nelly J, let's close this out with our last topic. That's absurd.
that's absurd. Faheem, bro, what was absurd this week? What was absurd?
James Dolan, the owner of the New York Knicks, has come out and said that he does not enjoy owning a team. I gotta ask this, Nelly J, are you going with absurd?
It's not absurd to me, but it's absurd that he would actually admit it out loud.
Right, right. I was thinking the
And
same
also, it's
thing.
absurd
Okay.
that he has been so heavy. Faheem, he has been so heavily involved in the Knicks. It's like, are you trying to lie to us? He's been heavily involved in coaching, firing, all the stuff. Faheem, you know what I'm saying? Are you just upset because you have not been successful? You know what I mean? Like, James Dolan, are you having a bad day? Absurd. I'm sorry, Faheem. Hell no. Faheem, I'm sorry, Faheem, but I have no empathy for nobody that's a billionaire or whatever talking about, I don't really enjoy owning a team. Yeah, yeah,
Right,
yeah, whatever. Get over it.
right.
Sell it then. You know what, Faheem? I'm sorry, James. If you're not happy, sell the team, but you
Right.
won't because
But
clearly you enjoy it.
so,
Absurd.
yeah. So that's why when I seen it, I kind of chuckled to myself, but I guess there's different ways you could look at it. He's well within his right to say he doesn't like owning teams because he's a businessman, right? So that's his what he does as a profession. It's almost like to say, well, basketball players, just because you're in the NBA, uh, believe it or not, there's a lot of NBA players who are there that really don't love the game. They just life just happened to have them where they play basketball and they get paid $1 million for it. But there's going to be players out there who don't love what they do, but they do it because they're in a position to do so. So in a way, I was going to hold James Dolan for the comment to say, oh well, you know what? Maybe he's a businessman. He might not like the owning of teams, but he likes the end result. He likes the money, right? So, but yeah, coming back to what you originally said is, you know, just for him to say it is kind of absurd because we know the problems as he's had, even with Charles Oakley, uh, throwing him out. He's not a well loved owner. So for him to say that, just is he saying it to get a slow news day, trying to get a rise out of people, like upset people?
Excuses.
Mm-hmm.
Faheem,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give you some James no some James Dolan quotes, okay? All right.
Okay.
So and I think this will wrap up this conversation. So in January, James Dolan stated, quote again, big up to CBS Sports for having all these receipts. Without y'all, I couldn't cook him right now. So Fahim's first statement was, I have no plans whatsoever to sell at this point. I'm not retiring anytime soon. It's a family controlled asset. So someone in the family will own it. Number one. Okay. He also said in the New York Times, he said considering expanding his sports portfolio, perhaps by buying a baseball or soccer team. But while the Knicks and Rangers are near and dear to his heart, to my heart, he said, I don't really like owning teams. So calling the economics of Major League Sports kind of sleepy. He ruled out that option. So James, like, are you okay? Like, are you just having a bad day? You say the Rangers and Knicks are dear to your heart, but you don't want to own the team. But you also said in January that they're not selling because this team needs to be involved with your family. Faheem, I'm sorry, I am buying it. James Dolan, you can always sell. The Knicks, I think, are the second most valued franchise in the NBA.
Yeah.
It's the second.
Number two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. James,
Yeah.
we're
So
not
you'd have a
buying
lot of
it.
buyers. Yeah. Yeah. You definitely,
We're not
not buying
buying
it because you would have a
it.
lot of buyers if you sold that team. All right. Nelly J. Let's put this episode in the books.
Y'all, that was the Good Rookie Show.
Mm-hmm.
So, y'all, as you know, okay, is the time to do shout outs. So, I'm going to do a quick shout out for him. I've been loving the WNBA playoffs. Okay. I wanted to bring it up earlier on, but I figure I'll wait till the end. I'll be patient this time. But WNBA playoffs for him have been great. Liberty. Well, now we're in the final four of the WNBA. So it's the semifinals. We got the Sun against the Liberty. And then we also have Faheem, the Dallas Wings against the Aces. Big up to these ladies. Big up to them. It's going to be a great. And Faheem, I cannot wait to see if we think. I mean, I think from the summertime, everyone thought it would be Liberty versus the Aces, but yo, Dallas and the Sun might upset someone, Faheem. So I guess we're going to see how it goes.
Okay.
We're going to see.
All right. My shout on the way out, I'm going to shout out Nelly J.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
Yeah. I'll shout you out. Making sure, you're regulating things on IG. For the Bleacher Report, I seen your comment. Did they actually put the author there after your comment?
To be honest, I don't know. But when I commented, I didn't see the author. So I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
please put the person's name there because we need to know who to call out. Because, Bleacher just
Right.
kind of doing their stuff. But
Right.
I don't know if they did it after I commented.
Right.
I'm sure I wasn't the only one. But I'm happy that they let us know it was Greg Swartz with
Right.
that crazy
Because I noticed on the post they actually put it. They put Greg Swartz under there, which made me think, oh, they probably added it after. And I saw your comments.
I think so. I think they added it after.
So
I think they added after, but
we appreciate you keeping these publications.
Yo, you know what's crazy?
On the P's and Q's.
There's another, I won't call them out because they actually messaged me in the back end and said sorry and removed the post. But there was a Raptors media page. They have a lot of followers. They posted a sit, start, and bench. And they had LeBron, Kobe, and MJ. For LeBron and Kobe, they had like their best points per game season. I think it was 35. They had 30. No, they had 31 and 30 for MJ. So I'm like, hold up. I know for a fact Kobe did not average 35 points in a season, right? I know MJ averaged 30, but not Kobe. I know LeBron. So for him, I was like, I'm like, here's the correct numbers for these players. So I'm like, what's happening? And they're like, oh my gosh, you're right. Like, I was wondering what's going on. I'm like, yeah, they put, the best season for one player, for two, and then for MJ, the average of the season of the career. So anyways, Faheem, they did take the post down, messaged me and said, our apologies, you were right. Our numbers were completely off. Thank you for that. And I'm like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Like you said, I'm regulating the thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, keep them honest, Nelly J. Keep them honest.
I will keep them all honest, man. You got to worry about that.
All right. So Nelly J, let's put this episode in the books.
Y'all, that was the Good Rookie Show. So, y'all, if you had a good time and you enjoyed yourself, please like and subscribe and tell a friend. Faheem.
On all platforms that are looking for us, you know what it is. This is the Good Rookie Show, and we out.
Peace.
Peace.